In this video, I will be showing you how to knit the basic garter stitch. Here I have my whole piece cast on and have the first row knit off. So from here, this is just the simple basic beginning knit stitch. So if you're new to knitting, this is a great video. What you want to do is slide your needle to the back so that the needle that's in your left hand crosses to the front, and then you'll bring your yarn around through the middle so that it essentially makes a loop, and then you'll bring your left needle up and over to complete that stitch, and then you'll be taking it off the left needle. And then you'll just continue putting the needle that's in your right hand up through the back of the stitch so that the tip is pointing up and to the left, and that your left needle will be in the front pointing to the right. And if you're working on your first project, don't worry about so much how it looks. It's just your very first project will be more for practice and for you to get comfortable with how the needles are supposed to be in your hands, and the process and concepts of using knitting needles. And it takes anybody a while to get used to knitting. I personally have been knitting for 16 years now, so yeah, it looks easy coming from having me do it, but trust me, when I was first learning, my projects didn't look that good, so don't worry about your first projects not looking like someone who's been knitting for 16 years. And everybody who knits a little bit differently, in part because they learn from different people and they figured out for themselves what in some ways worked and felt more comfortable for them. So each person knits, casts on, casts off, and does everything a little bit. This is what it looks like when I got to the end of the first knit off, the first knit row. And then you will turn the needle around so that the needle with this item you're working on will then go back to your left hand, and that the yarn coming from the skein will be to the right. And in the beginning, I was always confused of how do I know what side I'm going to be working from? But the thing you want to remember is that you will always be working with the yarn at your right, and that the yarn will be coming from your right hand. So this is the end of the first row. So I will be knitting it back. And the side that you saw me just working on before this row was the right side, and now I am working on the wrong side, which for the garter stitch isn't necessarily always like important, just because the front and the back pretty much look the same. But the right side and the wrong side will become apparent once you learn how to purl. And that the right side will essentially be the front and the wrong side will be the back. And so this is what the first row of garter stitch looks like. And this is what the garter stitch looks like after you've knit several rows. And garter stitch is just another term for knitting both sides of the item you're working on. And how I always tell the front from the back is the tail from casting on my project is always on my right. So, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and learned something about how to knit the most basic stitch out there. And if you liked this video or found it useful, please hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to see more videos on different knitting techniques, patterns, stitch ideas, whatever, click the subscribe button below to follow me, and I will be posting more videos in the future. Bye!